Yo ninjas, welcome back to the show. Let's go! 10 genius manga tips from the most successful creators ever. We're ranking these manga by total copies sold, not by per volume sales. So the numbers come from Wiki in 2025, so some things might change in the future. Let's count from number 10 all the way to number 1. Before we start, you have to understand these demographics. The first one is children/kodomo, which is manga made for young children, usually ages from 6 to 12 years old. It features simple stories, cute characters, and teaches basic lessons or morals. Then we have shonen manga, which most of you probably will know, primarily aimed at young male readers, typically between the ages of 12 up to 18 years old. And then we have seinen manga, which targets adult men, usually ages from 18 to 40 plus years old, featuring mature themes, complex stories, and deep character development. Of course, not only these people can read these manga, but that's the demographic, the target audience. Also, while sharing these tips, I also will be drawing my own manga or manga illustrations, since I'm a manga creator and illustrator. So sit back, relax, and enjoy, and see if these tips might help you on your manga journey or other creative endeavors. Number 10. Yoshito Usui sold 148 million manga copies of Crayon Shinchan. Publisher Futabasha. Demographic seinen. Yoshito Usui, the creator of Crayon Shinchan, had a unique approach that set him apart. While he didn't give many formal interviews, those who worked with him revealed key insights into his process. Usui focused on capturing the mischievous behavior and everyday quirks of real children, especially those around him. So rather than aiming for perfect detailed art, he prioritized clear and expressive drawings that conveyed humor and emotion effortlessly. His comedy came naturally from simple, relatable moments and the vivid personalities of his character. This grounded, honest approach helped Crayon Shinchan connect with audience worldwide and remained a beloved classic. Even we over here got Crayon Shinchan on the television until it disappeared. But yeah, that was the anime. So Yoshito Ui's manga tip is focus on capturing real-life humor and personality. Don't stress about perfect art, keep your drawings clear and expressive, and let everyday moments inspire your story and characters. Number 9 is Osamu Akimoto, who sold 157.2 million manga copies of Kochikame Tokyo Beat Cups. Publisher Shueisha, demographic shonen. Osamu Akimoto, the mastermind behind Kochikama Tokyo Beat Cups, one of the longest running and best-selling manga series ever, with over 157 million copies sold. What was his secret? Well, he kept his story deeply rooted in everyday life, focusing on the small, relatable details of Tokyo working-class world. He once said, "I wanted to portray ordinary people and everyday situations so readers could see themselves in the story." What really made Kochikame stand out was his ability to let characters grow and change alongside his readers, something rare in gag manga. Akimoto also noted, characters need to evolve over time to stay interesting and connect to the audience. This long-term connection created a bond that kept fans coming back for decades. So Akimoto's big tip for manga creators is to ground your story in real life and build characters with staying power and evolution. That way your manga isn't just a one-time laugh, but it becomes part of readers' their lives. I think also this manga is mostly read in Japan, but he is definitely a successful mangaka. Number 8. Takehiko Ino, who sold 185 million manga copies of Slam Dunk. Publisher Shueisha, demographic shonen. So let's now talk about Takehiko Ino, the brilliant mind behind Slam Dunk, which sold over 185 million copies worldwide. Ino's key to success lies in incredible attention to detail and realism, especially in how he portrays basketball. Not just a sport, but a passion that drives his characters. His storytelling blends dynamic action, emotional depth, and strong character development. Ino once said, if you want to draw something well, you have to really understand it and feel it deeply. He also emphasized it's not just about the action on the court, but about conveying the emotions and struggles behind it. So if you want to create manga that connects deeply with readers, take Ino's advice. Immerse yourself in your subject and focus on the feelings that make your story come alive. Number 7. Koyoharu Gotouge sold 220 million manga copies of Demon Slayer slash Kimetsu no Yaiba. Publisher Shueisha, demographic shonen. Now let's talk about Koyoharu Gotouge, the creator of Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, which sold over 220 million copies worldwide. Gotouge's manga stands out for its emotional storytelling combined with breathtaking action scenes. One of the biggest keys to their success is the balance between deeply human characters and a gripping fantasy world. Gotouge has said, "I think the most important thing is to create characters that readers can empathize with, because that connection is what drives the story forward." Even though Demon Slayer is set in a supernatural world, Gotouge wanted the emotions and struggles of the characters to feel real and relatable. So Gotouge's top tip for aspiring mangaka is to build heartfelt characters first, then craft your world around their journey. That emotional core keeps readers hooked from the start to finish. Number 6. Masashi Kishimoto. Sold 250 million copies of Naruto. Publisher Shueisha, demographic shonen. Now everybody knows Naruto, I think, over here. Now let's talk about Masashi Kishimoto, the creator of Naruto, that sold over 250 million copies worldwide. Kishimoto's success comes from his ability to craft richly detailed world filled with complex characters and compelling themes like friendship, perseverance, and self-discovery. He once said, "I wanted to create a story about growth and overcoming challenges that anyone can relate to." Kishimoto also emphasized characters need to have clear motivations and struggles to make the story meaningful. His tip for aspiring mangaka is to build characters with depth and give them challenges that pushes them to grow, because that emotional journey keeps readers invested. Number 5. Akira Toriyama. Sold 260 million manga copies of Dragon Ball. Publisher Shueisha, demographic shonen. Now let's talk about Akira Toriyama, the legendary creator of Dragon Ball, who has sold over 250 million copies worldwide. Toriyama's work is famous for its energetic action, quirky humor, and memorable characters. In an interview published in the Japanese magazine Jump Remix, Toriyama said, "I believe the mission of my manga is to be entertainment exclusively. I even feel that as long as I can follow the reader to have an enjoyable time once, I don't mind if nothing remains. So I never deliberately drawn it with the intention of sending a message. Messages and moving scenes are things that other manga artists already draw. I honestly have no idea why this is. During the serialization, I just kept drawing with the sole purpose of making Japanese boys happy." This honest reflection shows how Toriyama focused on pure fun rather than heavy themes or messages. He also emphasized simplicity, once saying, "I prefer things nice and simple." Toriyama's advice for aspiring mangaka is to keep your work fun and accessible, and don't get caught up in perfection. The joy you put into your story will resonate with the readers. Number 4. Gosho Aoyama. Sold 270 million manga copies of Detective Conan / Case Closed. Publisher Shogakukan, demographic shonen. Now let's talk about Gosho Aoyama, the mastermind behind Detective Conan, also known as Case Closed, which has sold over 270 million copies worldwide.
この日、小田さんの自宅で初めて顔を合わせた2人。
Aoyama's success comes from his clever plotting, intricate mysteries, and memorable characters. He once said, "I always try to think like a detective when creating stories, to make the mystery believable and engaging."
までお互いの作品ここを参考にしたりとかしますね。
He also emphasized the importance of consistency, saying, "Even small details matter because readers notice them, and they build trust in the story." Aoyama's tip for aspiring mangaka is to focus on creating logical, well-constructed plots and never underestimate the power of detail in storytelling.
コナン的には恋愛に役立ってくれればラブコメなんでコナンは説教臭くならないようにして、まあキャラクターの行動で感じ取ってくれればいいかなっていう感じにしてます。
Number 3. Takao Saito. Sold 300 million manga copies of Golgo 13. Publisher Shogakukan, demographic seinen. Now let's talk about Takao Saito, the creator of Golgo 13, who has sold over 300 million copies worldwide. Saito once said, "I always try to make the story believable by thoroughly researching every detail." He also stated, "Creating manga is a tough job that requires constant hard work and persistence." Saito also emphasized that realism is key, saying, "If the story isn't grounded in reality, readers won't connect with it." His advice for aspiring mangaka is to put in the hard work, research carefully, and create authentic stories that resonates with readers. Number 2. Fujiko F. Fujio sold 300 million manga copies of Doraemon. Publisher Shogakukan, demographic children/Kodomo. Now let's talk about Fujiko F. Fujio, the legendary creator of Doraemon, who has sold over 300 million copies worldwide. Fujiko F. Fujio once said, "I want to create stories that make children smile and dream." He also expressed, "A manga should be like a friend to children, something that converts and inspires them. I try to keep my stories simple because that's how children can truly enjoy and understand them. Creating laughter and dreams is the core of what I want to do with my manga." His tip for aspiring mangaka is to focus on creating heartfelt stories that spark imagination and bring happiness to the readers of all ages. And number 1. Eiichiro Oda sold 516.6 million manga copies of One Piece. Publisher Shueisha, demographic shonen. Now let's talk about Eiichiro Oda, the mastermind behind One Piece. Oda once said, "If the story you want to draw is similar to something that is already popular, find something else to draw. I prefer to read a manga that is bad, but something only you can draw, more than something good but similar to another artist's work. Just try." He also emphasized the importance of keeping readers excited and surprised. The key is to keep readers excited and surprised with twists and adventure. Known for his incredible work ethic, Oda said, "If you love drawing manga, you keep going no matter how hard it gets." His tip for aspiring mangaka is to chase your dreams passionately and create stories that only you can tell, because that authenticity captivates readers.
ファンしかないですからね。
そうですね。
支えてくれるもんって。やっぱ面白くないって言われるのは一番怖いし。
そうですね。
ビビりしか生き残らないと思ってるんですよ、やっぱり。これじゃあ面白いと思ってもらえないんじゃないかっていつでもビビってて、どんどん面白くしていこうっていう。なんかそこに変な図太さがあったら失敗しちゃうんじゃないですか。
そうですね。
つまんないと言われるのは怖いですけど、でも、やりたいことやれるゾーンには入ったなと思ってます。
So in short, the greatest manga creators teach us to draw from real life and everyday emotions, build deep, evolving characters readers can connect with, know your subject inside out and convey genuine passion, keep stories believable through research and authenticity, make what only you can create, something unique that no one else can. Focus on making your work fun, heartfelt and engaging. Never stop working hard and stay dedicated to your craft.
面白いものが描けているのか、常に問い続けてきた25年。ゼロはこんなことを聞いてみました。2人が考える漫画の力とは？
漫画の力、僕は本当友達作りの道具っていうのは一番いいと思います。実際子供の頃たくさん友達できたし、同じ共通の話題で漫画なんか読んだらバカになるって、じゃあバカにしてやろうと思って漫画家になってるからもう所詮漫画だっていう考え方はもうそれこそ昔から全然変わってないので。
なるほど。コナン的には恋愛に役立ってくれればラブコメなんで
夢の世界ですからね。本当気楽なもんです、漫画は。
So these are the 10 mangaka with their tips and advice. Some of this might help you to create your manga. And if you have some other great quotes from other mangaka or from the same mangaka, drop them down in the comments. So what's your top 10 list of mangaka from top 10 to 1 and why? Or any of your other favorite mangaka and what they taught you. Let us know. Alrighty then, ninjas, that was it for this one. Thank you very much for watching once again. I hope this video helped you in some way, shape or form. And if you have some other tips or things that other manga artists said or other quotes from other artists or whatever, just drop it down in the comments. Thank you for watching once again and see you ninjas the next time. Ninjakees out. thanks for joining once again, Ninjas, NINJABOX, and see you ninjas next time. Ninjakees out.